This is an Iclicker.
The Iclicker 2 is a device used by teachers and students in schools to run different polls and questions in classes. The specific model of this Iclicker is the Iclicker 2 Teachers Edition.
Go. You press buttons with it to answer questions.
The main plastic casing is a thermoset polymer. All the buttons are rubber.
The inside of the Iclicker is the battery and the circuit has to be made of a conductor like copper or aluminum in order for it to run.
The Iclicker is not very big. The dimensions are 3 by 1 by 7 inches.
Alright, so the Iclicker, the main part is made of 3 plastic pieces. This is the front casing, the back casing, and then this part which covers the battery port. There's a bunch of buttons on here. They're all rubber buttons, and then the inside has the circuit where you attach the batteries to, as well as the database, and there's a screen to have the results.
Because the parts have thin walls and there's little grooves and things, we think most likely it was made from injection molding or casting. The simple shape of the buttons means that they're most likely injection molded.
So the front and back casing of the Iclicker is held together with screws, and the screws keep all the internal components inside. Those are the circuit board, the rubber buttons, and the screen. And the conductors that connect the circuits together stick out where the battery port is, so the batteries can connect.
Alright, so the Iclicker doesn't have any physical function or mechanical process to it of the way it works, but basically the batteries, when they're in, give the complete the circuit, and when you click the buttons relay signals to a database, which then relay the feedback on the screen.
The Iclicker is made of thermoset polymers, which means it has a high melting point and it's a very good insulator. Go?
Yeah.
The Iclicker has a high modulus of elasticity.
The Iclicker, as you can see, is pretty hard and brittle. It's got a pretty low ductility. As you can kind of see, after a couple hits against the wall and a drop kick, this thing's not going to work. This is kind of unconventional for a tensile strength test.
Tensile strength test, part 1. Part 2.
Yeah.
So while the test wasn't perfect and it was different than a normal tensile strength test, Adam takes several tries before it breaks off the ledge, and it clearly shows that the Iclicker can withstand a lot of stress on it before it can break. So in conclusion, the Iclicker 2 is made out of a lightweight, sturdy material that performed pretty well against some of the mechanical stresses that were performed on it. And in the instances that it didn't perform that well, its application doesn't really put it in situations where something like high ductility or having a low modulus of elasticity are really where it really matters.